Hello all my fellow traders, welcome back to the channel. Keep it locked right here. I'm going to get you prepared for price action, specifically for Tuesday, for tomorrow. Let's get you ready for price action tomorrow. Show you how I think we can start making some profits in the charts. I'm going to prepare you for a possible short, mean reversion, and of course, looking for those longs. So let's do it right now, getting into the chart. Okay, then hopping over into the daily chart. Now, hopefully you have watched my video on how to use Bollinger Bands. If you haven't, check it out right here. Okay, it is in the top right hand side of this video. It will help you understand what I'm about to talk about. Now, a very simple concept. You will see today, okay, today we came up and we drove into this top Bollinger Band. That was Monday's price action. We drove in and we failed, okay? We stuffed into the bottom Bollinger Band because that is a usual thing for the market to do. It will likely fail at this 2 standard deviation and look to find support and demand at better areas of value like this blue line, the 5-day SMA, or a full 50% mean reversion all the way down to the 20-day SMA. So because we have failed up here, it does not mean the market is bearish. The market is absolutely still bullish, but it's looking for buyers on rotation. So I was very aware today that we might have this counter trend move, which is nothing more than a higher time frame pullback. So going down onto an hourly chart now, let's have a look at what really happened today because it can help us understand what we might get tomorrow. Right then, here is the hourly chart, and the first thing I want to point out is this huge range we created last week before Thursday. We tested the top of the range, we pulled back on Friday, and we exploded right through it, creating all-time highs. After a move like Friday, where shorts are absolutely trapped and we are squeezing them into max pain, it is likely that buyers took profit, which means in order to go any higher, we need to build liquidity, which means some sideways action because we need to build stops in, we need to accumulate positions for the market to move higher. And that's what we got today. Okay, on Monday, very clearly here, we built some liquidity going sideways. You can almost call it a flag on an hourly. Now, this was a key pivot point for me right here, the 45s, and of course, this old all-time high. So we can just draw this in quickly because it's going to help to explain it. So you have to understand at these levels right here, you have breakout buyers who are bulls trying to get long, and you have shorts who have their stops in place. So once we pulled down and we found an area where bulls wanted to step up, we started to grind up, we hit this first target, pulled back, held, and exploded higher because all the bulls took momentum and the shorts got blown out. The problem with this is that people don't understand. You cannot be buying up here in all-time highs because now the liquidity has been taken, right? We've run the stops out. There are no more stops to run out of the market, which means there's very unlikely that buyers are going to keep stepping up. We had the move on Friday. We pulled back. We ran all the stops out. Now there's no buyers left, just the ones that are trapped at all-time highs. That's why you had a rather nice sell-off afterwards because no bulls want to buy high, all right? It's a very simple market, isn't it? You want to buy low, you want to buy off structure, off demand, and all-time highs doesn't offer that, which is why you had more profit taking and a sell off. Now, this hit an old measured move. If you've watched any of my Sunday scans, you would have been prepared for it. But if not, all you had to do was do a fib, all right? All you had to do was from the previous all-time high to the low it created this morning, and it drove into the 1.5 and 1.61. Key levels as ever. If you are loving what I'm teaching you right now, if you want to learn more, don't forget you can do my course right now, 20% off, www.flowzonetrader.com. Use YouTube at the checkout. Come join the course, join the community where we go over price action like this live every day. So what now? What happens now? Well, now we have this big range here, and there is definitely supply created up here. So on an hourly chart, this is most definitely a level of supply which I'm interested in. We also have a potential break and retest model of this level in here. Okay, so we need to see what price does overnight, but we have a couple options. If price starts rejecting previous day close, all right, and makes a new low and comes and retests, we can look for a potential counter trend short. Counter trend because it's not a higher time frame trend for me. It's not a daily short. This is just intraday, looking for a return into key levels. Levels like these previous all-time highs, okay? Levels like potential demand blocks underneath, things like this right here. We can think about price coming back into levels where I have confluence in things like the SMA. So you will notice this first level here, this old all-time high, which we broke out from on Friday. This is the 5-day SMA. So a very, very common mean reversion would be coming down back into this. And there is also an hourly imbalance right in here. Okay, so this is giving me very, very good confluence. On top of that, I can think about what that might look like with a possible fib from the low of today up to the high, and guess what? It's the 161. All right, so I've already got some good confluence and ways of getting there. So I'm already thinking about, can I get an hourly rejection of this potential flip zone? Do we drive higher and reject supply? But understand, if I'm looking for that short, I am going to follow the lower time frame momentum, which for me means following my 10-minute chart and my 2-minute chart to execute on. I am looking for short positions for rotation down just into these levels. All right, I am not expecting the market to crash. I'm just looking for a counter trend pullback into these levels, because I am expecting at some point, and I don't know if it's here or we dig deeper, there will be buyers step up and we can look for a return back in. Maybe it's down here, and it doesn't have to happen today or even this week. And the reason I say that is, if you zoom out a little bit here and you understand how liquidity works, you will understand that is a huge amount of liquidity here. Now we had a possible blow off top where we trapped. Okay, and if it really wants to dig deeper, it can come all the way down here, create liquidity, and potentially come and test this 20-day, okay? By the time it gets there, and then you have a right shoulder. So I'm very aware of that. Now, the best short will not happen until we have multi-time frame short thesis, which will mean we will need to break this neckline, because these are daily levels. These are much more influential. If we get below here, then this is a multi-time frame short. That would become a pro trend short. Until then, these are more scalp trades for me. I am just looking for intraday moves where I can take some profit and wait for bulls to step up and then return to joining the market from a bullish point of view. Now, if bulls step up tomorrow, what are you looking for? Well, you're looking for bullish patterns, aren't you? All right, you're looking for things like this, double bottoms and W's, where shorts come in and they get trapped trying to short in demand areas, because as we just talked about, the best short is up here. You do not want to be chasing this market. It will punish you. If you miss a trade like this, do not worry. Wait for the pullback, wait for a fib retracement. All you need to do is fib it out, look for a 50% or 61 golden zone retracement, look for the bounce, look for imbalances, use things like SMAs, EMAs, or if you're in my trade room, things like flow zones to help you get long. So what were we looking at today for things like this? Very simply, if you go down to a 2-minute chart and you used my system today, a system which I taught you for free last week. So if you missed that video, again, I'm going to post it in the top right now. It is a masterclass on how to use EMAs for trading momentum. So if you waited, you would have understood that very clearly. We trapped bulls above here. Once we got that failure, there was an entry right in here and again in here. But if you missed those, no problem. Simply fib it out from the top to this bounce, 50% retracement into the flow zones. That is an A+ short, and you can attack all the stops down here. Very simple short to take. So tomorrow I will be looking for exactly the same type of trades, right? I'm gonna wait for my M10 and M2 to align. So if we want to trade all the way down into here and we start curling and putting in bottoms, I'm expecting these flow zones to start supporting the action, and then I can think about getting long for rotation up into supply, and then we'll see what's what. Very simple. You trade from zone to zone with flow. It's not that hard when you understand what the market wants to do. You just join the trend. You will get stuck if you get in late, if you chase the market, if you force your opinion on the market, you will get stuck in this market. This market is a trader's market. It is a fantastic market to trade, and it will reward you time and time again if you are patient and you understand price action. If you are struggling in this market, please, 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 check out my course up here. It's completely free. If you enjoy it, you can do my full course, which is over 20 hours learning price action, and you will get entry into my Discord room where you can start making profit with some of my other traders who are absolutely smashing it right now. Last week alone, they passed over $500,000 in Apex accounts funding. So if you want to join, if you want to learn how to get funded, how to start making profits from the charts every single day, all you need to do, hit the link below, flowzonetrader.com, YouTube at the checkout. It's got you covered for 20%. Let's start making you some money. Until next time, trade safe, use hard stops.